We've got the two biggest games of our season so far, and we've got something of an injury crisis. Hello there everyone, it is TIJ and welcome to episode 3 of our first season of the Conquering the Euro save on Football Manager 2019 with Liverpool. If you haven't watched the previous episodes of this series, I completely recommend that you go and do that. You can go to my channel, to the playlist, or alternatively, I'm sure the videos will be recommended down this side or this side of the video somewhere. You'll find them somewhere, and I've also got some FM19 team guides. There should be 8 up on the channel now for the top 8 Premier League teams from last year, to give you guys a bit of a recommendation as to what you should do if you're managing any of those teams. But enough of the self-promotion, let's get straight into this game now. I did say just that we've got something of an injury crisis, which is absolutely right. We played 5 games in the Premier League and we've got 5 injuries. 2 of those major and 3 moderate. So one of the injuries was before, so we'll gloss over Oxlade-Chamberlain, but we've got Jordan Henderson, who got sprained ligaments away on international duty with England and is out between 2 and 5 weeks. Isn't fantastic. And we've also got Firmino, who's out between 4 and 9 days. It's a bit more alarming because, as you may well know, Firmino is pretty much our only striking option. Salah can play up front, but not the best. We have got Sturridge as well, but Firmino very much the best striking option. Shaqiri's also out with pulled knee ligaments, which kind of makes our attacking options again a bit weaker. So this is the team that starts the game against Galatasaray. I'll talk about that in just a second, but we've got Alisson Becker starting with Klein, Lovren, Gomez, and Moreno is on the left because Robertson's really tired, as well as Van Dijk. We've got Keita, Fabinho, and Milner making up a midfield freak, obviously because we haven't got Henderson, and Vinaldo's got a high injury risk. Lallana starts on the right as Salah's got a high injury risk, and it reckons that although he hasn't got a although he hasn't had a, a fitness test, he isn't fully ready to play, so he's not going to start. There's no point in that. And Sadio Mane starts on the left, and Daniel Sturridge is our sole striker up front, which worries me just a tad. But since I have last been with you, as you can see, we've played a few games in the Premier League. We are 6th in the Premier League, 10 points from 5. And as you can see, our Champions League draw has been made, which is quite a tough group. When you first see it on first glance, you might think that's an easy group. But just look at some of these teams. Dortmund, ourselves, Galatasaray, and Lokomotiv Moscow. Now, Lokomotiv Moscow were the top seed in this group. Did they win the Russian Premier League last year? They did. They won the Russian Premier League last year. So they are going to be quite a mean feat. And it's going to be quite a pain in the backside going over to Russia, which is exactly the same with Galatasaray. Galatasaray, have they won the league in the last few years? They actually won it last year. So we've got 2 league winners and we've got Dortmund, who are a massive threat in themselves. You already know about Dortmund, really, if you're a football fan. Dortmund are a very good team and I'd say just as good as us. So we could potentially lose each of our 6 games, but at the other side of the coin, we could do very well as well. And actually, just looking at that expectation to reach the semi-final, that's a pretty nasty one. But we've played 3 games in the Premier League since I last been with you after that very boring 0-0 draw against Cardiff. We beat Burnley 2-0 at home, a fairly easy win. We beat them with Mane and Firmino getting on the score sheet, not really much else happening. And then we went away to Watford. And we lost 2-0. I wonder why Watford are overpowered in FM. I can't possibly think why. But we lost courtesy of 2 Droidini goals, and to be honest, we just got nothing. We were playing, I think, exactly the same side that played against Burnley. I think it pretty much is. Keita came in for Henderson, but apart from that, it's exactly the same team. And then we had 2 weeks off for the international break. Henderson was out, obviously, as well as Firmino, but luckily, Sturridge did pretty well for us. He scored the only goal against Fulham, and we won that one at 1-0. So that means we're 6th in the Premier League, and it's just all mumble-jumble in the Premier League at the moment, because Chelsea are down in 11th. They've lost 3 of their first matches. Tottenham are in 9th. Southampton and Brighton are up in the top 5. Newcastle are 7th. So it's all completely jumbling about, and again, it's a very mixed Premier League, and everyone apart from City and Southampton have lost at least once. But for us to go to the title this season, we want to make sure we keep up with Man City and Southampton, but probably Man City realistically. But for this game against Galatasaray, I've already showed the team, so shall we get straight into it? Now, just a big thank you before we get into it. If you've watched any of my previous videos on Football Manager 2019, thank you so much. It's been such a brilliant first day. I'm recording this on Friday before it goes out on Saturday, but it's been such a brilliant first day. The views have been smashing. It seems that you guys have been enjoying the videos, so I really appreciate that. So thank you guys so much. But onto this game against Galatasaray. Again, hopefully it should be more interesting than that Cardiff game which ended 0-0 in the last episode. And also later on in the episode we have got a game against Chelsea in the Premier League, so hence why I said at the start. It could possibly be the two most important games of our season so far, and could be quite pivotal actually. But Henry gets the ball for Galatasaray. On the left to Nagatomo, puts it in, and it's already 1-0. Belhanda scores for Galatasaray from a lovely cross, granted. Nagatomo made the goal, and by the way, we can't do 3D replays because it just completely breaks my OBS recording because it just doesn't cope very well with it. It stutters, it lags, whatever you want to call it, but the frame rate drops. It just doesn't look very good. So we'll cope with the 2D highlights in 2D Classic, and that's a goal for Galatasaray. We're going to tell the players to demand more straight away, but hopefully this should be the instant reply. Keita into Fabinho, just over the bar. And that's our first shot, and our first shot off target. Now, we've got another group that are playing, which is Group D. Shakhtar, Valencia, Bayern, and Club Brugge. Again, quite a tough group again, but we're not going to be focusing on them today. Can we get a goal back nice and early? Milner. Oh, it's a bad pass. That's irregular from Milner, but he tried to get it out on the left of Moreno, who actually is quite high up the pitch for what he should be. But he's tracked back a little bit now, but he needs to make sure that he's running with that 89 for Feghouli. But Moreno doesn't know what he's doing, I don't think, to be honest. Right, Fabinho, chuck the ball up. Alright, fair enough. Decent ball to Lallana. We're definitely under strength. We're not playing our best team. For a start, Salah and Firmino are arguably the best two players in this squad. But what was Lallana doing there? That's absolutely awful. I thought that, Lallana's having a run through. He's run through a few players, and he might square it to Sturridge, but he has a stupid shot of his own, and it's nowhere near. And now he's picked up a tight calf. This is absolutely unbelievable. If we get another injury today, we're very much down to bare bones. And I've had to put Solanke on the bench. So that just shows how much down to bare bones we are. But it shouldn't really be an excuse. Keita on the ball. Runs through, don't shoot. Oh, penalty. Well, Keita ran through. For some reason, Fabinho's on the penalties. I pray to God he scores now. But Keita ran through. He just got sliced down in the box. And Fabinho, wow, what a penalty kick that was. I mean, I know we haven't got the 3D, but that's his first goal for Liverpool. But as you could see, as you'll be able to see from the 2D, the speed that this ball moves, bang! It doesn't give Muslera a second to move, and it's now 1 each, and that makes me a little bit more chilled, because when you're 1-0 down, it can go one of two ways. I know this is fairly obvious, but if you get 2-0 down, then it's not game over, but it makes it a lot harder. So if you can get that one goal deficit back to an equal result, I suppose you could say. Equal result. Equal. Oh, I don't know what I'm saying. But if you can get it back to level pegging, then it's all alright. We might get another penalty here. But Milner on the edge of the box. Milner loses the ball. I'll tell you what, Milner's not had the best of games today. I don't quite know why. We'll have to have a look at that at half-time. But he's got the ball back, but he's lost it again. Lovren, lovely ball. Over the top to Sturridge. He's one-on-one with Muslera. He shoots. Oh, he's just off the post. That is so unlucky. It might have just been off the bar or off the right post. I didn't quite see. But a lovely chip from Sturridge. He'd certainly beaten the keeper, but he couldn't quite beat the goal. What is that from Alisson? What have you done there, Alisson? I think we might have to have a look at this tactic, because admittedly, I've just put the gegenpress tactic on and haven't really experimented with it at all. So I might have to have a look at some of the instructions given, because I don't think they quite go in the way I want to play. But nonetheless, it's 1 each at the moment. Galatasaray interested in more possession. But let's tell the players to go and get that one goal to win it for us. Apparently they're not very happy with that. But I don't really understand what else I'm supposed to say to them. This is getting a bit annoying. It might be a bit of a glitch in the beta that we have to keep zooming in. But I wouldn't fancy being that far zoomed out, because you guys would struggle to see that. So we'll zoom in a bit more. Nice interception from Moreno. But it's straight back to the Galatasaray player. Henry, Ndiaye. That was the Stoke bloke, wasn't it? From Stoke, Badou Ndiaye, I think. I think he was from Stoke. Because he went to Stoke last January, I think, and then he's gone straight back to Galatasaray. Whether he was there before, I don't particularly know, but he wants to leave Stoke. Don't blame him. They went down to the Championship, and he's gone to Galatasaray. It's a little bit like Hesse. Not Hesse, what's his name? I was thinking of the chap who came from PSG. No, Maxim Choupo-Moting, is that his name? But Choupo-Moting went to PSG from Stoke. He wasn't happy that they'd gone down to the Championship, wanted to leave, and managed to pack himself a transfer to PSG. Unbelievable. Milner with a corner, though. Maicon chucks it out. Fabinho, good pass to Milner. Can he get it back in the mixer? He certainly can! And we've overturned the lead that Galatasaray had. And it's 2-1 now to the Reds. Lovely assist from James Milner into Sadio Mane. He gets his second goal of the campaign. Let's have a quick look at that one again. A lovely curling corner from Milner. Michael gets it out, but straight back to Fabinho. To Milner. Very much one-touch football, this. 3 touches involved. Fabinho 1, Milner 1, and Mane with a finishing touch to apply the finish to put it right in the back of the net. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. Now, we're going to take Lallana off just in case it's a bit of an aggravating injury that might get worse. So we're going to bring Salah on, and we're going to bring Wijnaldum on for Fabinho. Now, I know Fabinho scored, but that computer sounds very loud, but it does. It sounds very loud, that does. Oh, well, we'll have to have a look at that one later as well. But we'll bring Wijnaldum on for Fabinho, even though Fabinho scored, he was on 74%. So we just want to keep the players intact, a bit of rotation. But it looks like apparently they're looking for overlaps. But I was going to tell the players to tighten up. But if they score here, that's a bit of a useful opposition instruction. But it's just over the bar. So we will, not an opposition instruction, sorry, a shout. We'll tell the players to tighten up. We've played decently today. A bit of a rocky start with the goal conceded against us, but hopefully we can go and score another out. Brilliant stuff from Milner, but unfortunate to lose the ball in the end. Gomez gets it out. Can Wijnaldum win that battle? He can't, but Moreno does. Lovely ball from Moreno. Come on, Sturridge, run for that. Put a bit of pressure on the lad. Maicon back to Muslera, puts it out to Fernando. Fernando to Fernando. Right to Salah, though. They're making plenty of mistakes. Can we capitalise? What was that from Salah? This is why we have to look at the tactic, because I don't think that we're playing the way that I want to play, certainly, because we're just wasting too many chances, fundamentally. We had a big chance there. We might get another chance here. Salah running through the field, but the number 2 has just gone for it straight away, Mariano, and that's just greedy from Salah, because it might lead for a goal for them. Gomez goes straight back to their number 2. Number 2 to Henry. Henry through to Eren. He's through on goal, and it's 2-2. I'm not surprised, to be honest. We have wasted so many chances. It's unbelievable. That chance that that Salah had on the edge of the box, he just skied it. And that one that Lallana had, he just skied it. So, do we deserve to win? I don't think we do. It would have been nice to get a win. We've still got 5 minutes left, mind you. But here we go. We got a corner from Salah into the box for Gomez to Lovren. And it's 3-2 now. And I'll tell you what, this has been a very good game. In fact, the first game was 3-1. So technically speaking, because it was 0-0 against Cardiff, there's been more goals in this one than there has been in the last 2 episodes combined. But it's 3-2 now. Hopefully it doesn't change anymore. By the way, have you noticed we got the logos in? And even the kits for Liverpool. Not for the Turkish League quite yet. Hopefully we can get it to 4-2. I hope this isn't 3-3. Wijnaldum to Gomez. Milner. Oh dear, we've lost the ball. This could well be 3-3. And he's chucked the ball up to Eren, but Alisson Becker gets it. Oh, he's run out. A lovely ball from Becker. Up to Sturridge. Nods it onto Salah. Salah into the box for Mane. Not quite. Right, they're focusing on going down the wings. But that shouldn't be much of a problem for us. Hopefully, it should be pretty much game over now. Gomez. We need to keep the ball. Wijnaldum to Mane. Maybe chuck it forward to Sturridge. Sturridge out wide to Klein. I like this. There's plenty of men in the box. Klein into the box for Mane. And it's 4-2. And that should be signed, sealed, delivered. I'm yours. I'm not going to sing the song. Because, well, you might not know the song, but I'm not going to sing it in karaoke for you because that's only on Friday nights. It is Friday night, though. Never mind. But a lovely assist from Klein on the right wing. He comes down from the right wing. Lovely cross into Mane. It seems that crosses are a little bit overpowered this year, but I'm not complaining as long as we score off them. And it seems that they fell apart a little bit now, Galatasaray. We might be able to get another one, perhaps. I don't quite know what Becker's doing, though, there. Or Alisson, we should call him. I don't know why I'm calling him Becker. Just a creature of habit in terms of the last names. Mane wins the ball, but doesn't quite work because Maicon gets it straight back to Muslera. Muslera on the ball. Puts it up, and they've got... Oh, no, Lovren wins the ball back. And I'll tell you what, I don't know who to expect the challenge off from this group, because it could be any of them. So, obviously this win against Galatasaray is good, but are they the weakest of the 3 opposition? I don't quite know. Wow, it's 4-3. Blimey, Belander's got a goal back. And it's not over yet. There's a minute to go, and it's not all over just yet. But it looks like it will be now. We've simulated forward a few minutes into the box. Gomez puts it out, and that is it for this game. We've beat Galatasaray. What a fantastic game it was. But we've beaten them 4-3. We should have possibly won a little bit better, which is hence why we got away with that. Klein's not happy with that. But hopefully, we'll go to Chelsea now. We are going to Stamford Bridge away from home and be a little bit more competitive, even though we won there. But hopefully win a little bit more convincingly than at Anfield. You'll be pleased to know there's no more injuries on the table. We've made a few changes for this game. A crucial game at Stamford Bridge against Chelsea. Mo Salah's back in for Adam Lallana. And we've also got Alexander Arnold and Van Dijk back in the squad for Klein. Actually, we've got Robertson back in as well for Moreno. So we've got Alexander Arnold, Robertson and Van Dijk in for the two I've just mentioned and Joe Gomez. And we've got Firmino on the bench after he's starting to recover from his injury. But at the moment, Sturridge is still in the team, which actually means he goes back to Chelsea, where I think it all started for him at Chelsea. I think. No, was it Man City, I think it started for Sturridge. Sturridge started at City, yeah, went to Bolton on loan, then, went to Chelsea. But it's going to be an interesting one against Chelsea today because of the 5 games that they've played so far, they've won 2 and lost 3. So they've got a hell of a lot to play for, I accept that, but Chelsea are a very good team. So I'm surprised they've lost 3 so far. We've only lost 1, of course, getting us. But I don't know. It's a very big challenge, Chelsea. And I don't think we can look too much into the fact they've had a bad start because we haven't had the best of starts. We've only won 3 games, so it's all swings and roundabouts, really. But Van Dijk has nearly gave us a very early lead against Chelsea here. But again, a very good squad that Chelsea have got. Hazard's really the vocal point of the squad, but you've got the likes of Morata and Pedro, and obviously you've got Kante as the complete workhorse, who can definitely spring up a surprise. It could be a big game for the rest of the season. I might actually change our mentality to counter-attacking because Chelsea have got a bit more possession and might control the game. But that's lovely from Robertson to get the ball back. We've actually changed some of the tactical instructions, which will hopefully make us play a little bit better. The likes of keeping possession a little bit more. There was basically a hell of a lot of direct passing involved. And obviously I know it's all gegenpress related, but I wanted to alter it a little bit just so it's not entirely gegenpress and more suited to my needs and how I want to play football. But Milner to Fabinho. Fabinho to Keita. Keita were playing very fluid football, but can someone actually get it in the back of the net? Lovely ball from Robertson into Sturridge, and Sturridge has scored a goal. Well, this is very reminiscent of when we played Chelsea in real life because he scored an absolute banger against Chelsea in real life. Not quite the same here, but a goal's a goal. Robertson getting the assist. Brilliant to see the pressure of our players all around the box. If you look, those 4 all scramble to try and get to Robertson. And Sturridge is in some lovely space. And to be fair, he does well to beat the goalkeeper because the goalkeeper was pretty much there. And the goalkeeper should have really been able to move that way a little bit, but he just didn't. So that's that for him. But surprisingly, for the 6 games that we've played, we've only scored 7 goals so far. That seems very odd considering that we scored 3 in the first game. We didn't score in the second and the 4th game. We scored 1 here. We scored 2 again. Yeah, I suppose we've won 2 games 1-0 as it stands. Blimey. A win to win, though. I was just going to say, it's not going to be 1-0 because Chelsea have just scored, but luckily they haven't. Marcus Alonso on the ball. Conte. That could all change, though. David Luiz, Jorginho to Kovacic. Back to Christensen. It's lovely now not having the problem between... Do we call him Kante or Conte? Because, oh my God, what a finish. Do we call him Kante or Conte? Because what's the manager called? Is he Conte? But, wow, what a finish from Pedro. It's 1 each now. But, Jesus Christ, that was absolutely fantastic. Look at this. Kovacic passes it back to Christensen. Christensen unbelievably there getting the assist. Pedro passes it past Robertson. And he just curves into the back of the net. Wow, what a finish that is from Pedro. And hopefully that doesn't give them the momentum that they want to go and score. But a header from Hazard's put on there to Morata. Morata runs through to Kante. Kante shoots just over the bar from N'Golo Kante. But we've had just about more possession than Chelsea. So we've had 51%, 52 actually now. Brexit, but let's not talk about that. But 52, 48, blimey. Alexander Arnold on the edge of the box. Puts it in. Don't really know what was going on there, but bizarrely, Kepa just punches it out and then goes straight back for a throw-in for us. But apart from the goals, not a hell of a lot going on here. I've got it on key highlights. I know a few people like to play in extended. But I just like to see the key highlights. I don't want to raise my blood pressure and my heart rate for no real reason. In terms of if they have a chance it doesn't go in, I'd rather not see it. But I suppose if we had a chance it doesn't go in, I'd rather not see it. Hazard to Morata. Goal for Chelsea. Well, that's exactly the opposite of what happened in the last match. Obviously, Galatasaray took the lead and we got 2 goals back. And it's 2-1 there to Chelsea. We're behind here and we risked in our 2nd game in 6. And that's not the best. But, I mean, we beat Galatasaray. And if we lose to Chelsea here, it's not that massive. It's a bit annoying, I know. And it's not the best start with 10 points from 6 games. But Chelsea are a very hard team to beat. I've just gone and said that. But we've still got a half left. Alexander-Arnold's running down the right. Sturridge gets one back straight away. Sturridge doesn't care about the fact that Morata's just scored. Alexander-Arnold runs from one end of the pitch to the other. Fantastic endurance from him. He goes, well, to be fair, he doesn't. I lied. But Alexander-Arnold very much getting in place of Salah. Salah's cuts back a little bit, but Alexander-Arnold, a lovely curving cross. Kepa doesn't know what to do, and Sturridge beats him. That's 2 goals for Daniel Sturridge. And I'll tell you something, is Firmino having going to come back? Because Sturridge is on absolute fire at the moment. 2 goals in this game, and if he scores another one, I get the little hat-trick achievement. So hopefully Sturridge can score that one, and it's an achievement for me, and we win the game, so it's a complete win-win. But 2-2, that looks a little bit better to me. The only worrying bit for me is that we're conceding quite a few goals. Obviously, we've conceded 3 in that last game against... who was it now? It was Galatasaray. But we're going to change our defenders to wing-back defend. And then put Salah, Mane on support, because he isn't not really fussed about attack or support options. So we'll put him on support with Salah on attack. There's a method to me madness, don't worry. But I just want to make sure that we keep intact defensively. But to be fair, I think that if we keep intact defensively, that the goals will come. But Conte on the ball for Chelsea. Over to Hazard. Hazard running through. He's fantastic, Hazard is, and really could make the goal himself. Hazard into the box. Morata, that's poor, but Alisson gets that one. But that's not too good. I'm actually going to change these again. I'm not quite convinced. We're going to change them to automatic, so they can come up and down when they want to. But yeah, let's continue and confirm that change. And I might change it now. I might bring Solanke on a bit later, because the problem is, Sturridge is our only really attacking option, I'd say. Obviously, he scored both the goals, but let's stop that point, because we might score a goal here, and my point might be completely contradictory to what's about to happen. But I'm not liking this silly 1-2 passing. I'd rather just get on with it. Sturridge. Good ball through to Salah. Lovely ball through. He'll square... I thought that was in. But Salah, was it a cross? Was it a shot? I'm fairly sure it was a shot. And it just curved over the bar, which is a bit unfortunate. Hopefully, though... Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, I know Sturridge scored a banger the other week, but he's not going to score from there. Decent free kick straight to Luiz, though, but we get the ball back straight away. Not the worst way that free kick could have gone, but pass the ball, get back up. That's the one, Sturridge. Good lad. Robertson to Mane. Can the creator turn the scorer? No, Azpilicueta's got it straight back for Chelsea to scrap that one. Got the ball back, though, again. Oh, dear, no, we haven't, because Lovren just lost it to Morata. He's one-on-one with Alisson, but a good save from Alisson, and Van Dijk gets it back out. And that's not a corner. So that's some good defensive work, apart from the fact that Lovren completely butchered it then. Who was it a few years ago? Was it Matip? When we played against West Brom that had that complete defensive kerfuffle. That's the worst defensive kerfuffle I've seen for Liverpool for a long while. But, dearie me, Lovren, you've got to be more... you've got to be more watchful, I suppose. You've got to be more of a watchful eye, because Morata's just done you on pace there. He's behind you, he nicked the ball, but luckily it didn't turn into anything. But I'll tell you what, they've got plenty of chances to turn it into something. Come on. Get the ball back and get it out. Kovacic. Kovacic still to Christensen. Kante on the ball. To Jorginho, back to him. Pardon me. To Luiz. Good stuff though from us. Salah intercepts. Salah across to Sturridge. Can we make it snappy and quick now? Mane. Mane shoots. What a finish from Sadio Mane from outside the box. He shoots. Puts it in the back of the net. Didn't seem like a complete belter of a goal. Seemed like a bit of a finesse shot. A bit of a curved shot. Because it wasn't too quick. But let's have a look. Salah. It all starts from his interception with the Alonso pass. Very good stuff from Sturridge to Mane. And it almost curved past Kepa. And it's 3-2. And I'll tell you what, this episode has been absolutely full of goals. And considering the last 2 episodes have been about 10 minutes each, this one's going to be a hell of a lot longer. But 5 goals in this match. There was 7 goals in the last match, so it's absolutely worth it. Probably a goal every minute and a half. A goal every 2 minutes at most. So, fair enough. And Lovren's injured. Another one to add on this injury list. And I've put no flipping centre-backs on the bench. So what are we going to have to go for? We're going to have to go for Fabinho at the back. I know he doesn't want to play there, but that's just what I have to do. We'll bring Wijnaldum on for him, for Lovren. Actually, no, we won't. We'll bring... no, we're one ahead. So I was going to bring Solanke on, but that seems a bit stupid considering we are one up. We will change to get a defensive midfielder in there just to cover our lines. Who's best though? I think Keita might be half decent. There we go. Keita's probably the best player there, just to cover our lines with obviously Fabinho not being the best in that position. But hopefully we've got 10 minutes to go. We'll tell the players to tighten up. I know we've got a highlight now, so if they score it looks a bit stupid. But hopefully they won't. It's quite a poor shot from Hazard. But hopefully we can win this one. And this game has been really topsy-turvy. We've been in the lead twice. Chelsea once. And hopefully we can score one now to finish off the game. Luiz puts it out. Come on, Wijnaldum. Get that one back. Good stuff. Back out to Alexander-Arnold. Potentially back in the mixer. Wijnaldum to Milner to Sturridge. Milner! What a finish from Milner! Well, well. Jimmy Milner. Jim. James Milner with what a fantastic goal that is. You could tell from the increase of the pitch of my voice how shocked I was from that. It wasn't a voice break. It definitely wasn't a voice break. I was just that shocked. Milner, pass it to Sturridge. Bang! Jesus Christ. James Milner. Wow. I reckon that we've had about 6 or 7 of our players score a goal so far this season. Lovren scored one as well now. Salah's obviously scored. Firmino's scored. I think Van Dijk's got one on the score sheet as well. So we're bound to have had 7 players already scored. It's absolutely bonkers. But Chelsea nearly getting one back. Mo's only denied by the post. Can we make it 5-2 now? We could call a trap against Chelsea. Sturridge over to Mane. He's in. He shoots. Oh, what was that, Mane? It's ironic cheers, apparently. Ironic jeers, not cheers. Ironic jeers from the opposition fans. But they won't be laughing come the final whistle, will you, Chelsea fans? Because we're about to win this game 4-2. And I have to admit, I wasn't expecting 2 wins in this episode, and I've just realised we're unbeaten on camera. Ooh, a little bit of a streak to carry on there, but Watford have beaten Burnley. So if you look at the table, we're only 3 points off the top of the table, which makes our start a little bit better. We've beaten Chelsea today, and Chelsea, I have to tell you, 2 wins in 6. I know I was saying that we can't really look too much at their form the start of this season, but 2 wins from 6, not the best start for them. And Tottenham also not having the best start. So we can capitalise on the start to those poor clubs. If you look at the likes of Southampton, they're not going to keep up. So hopefully as long as we keep up with the 2 Manchester clubs, we should be alright. But that is the end of today's episode. 2 wins from 2 in the end now. I was really surprised with that. And that is absolutely fantastic stuff. And I think that one deserves a like. Purely because of the fact of the amount of goals there were. And the fact we won both games. Purely down to my tactical masterclass. But thank you so much for watching, folks, and for getting to this point. I really appreciate you guys that watch the duration of all my videos. But I thank you guys for watching. Make sure to go onto the channel to check any FM19 content that you haven't watched already. But I have been TIJ, and until the next time, I will see you guys later. Goodbye.